Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jesse, or Jess for short, and today, as you can tell from the thumbnail or title of this video, we are going to be trying to see if we can turn this quart of ultra pasteurized 1% milk into cheese. And the best option available to try that, according to AI, is is cottage cheese. So we're gonna give that a try. Don't mind the food in the background. That's Candy's dinner she's gonna be making. But so we've got our 1% low-fat milk. It's at room temperature. If you try this with milk in the fridge, let it sit out till it's room temperature. Oops. I've got 1/4 cup of white distilled vinegar. It said you could also use lemon juice. I've tried lemon juice in cheese before though, and it gives it a lemony flavor, which I didn't care for. And then I've got some just regular table salt. We'll use 1/2 teaspoon when it's time. And it's called butter muslin, but it's just like cheesecloth. I think it's a little finer than cheesecloth, so I won't need to double it up or anything, I don't think. We've got a wooden spoon. I don't know if it matters if it's wood or not with cottage cheese, but I know hard cheeses, it needs to be wood. We've also got our thermometer, and it said a colander. I call this a strainer, but my colanders are huge and I don't need a huge one. And we got this little bowl for the whey to drip into. So we'll be using that stuff later. And we have our quart pot. Okay, so my stove goes from low and then 1 all the way up to 9 and then high. It said medium heat, but I remember from when I made cheese before, you want to do it fairly slowly to not scald the milk. So we're going to put it on number 4 rather than necessarily 5 or 6. I'm not 100% sure if it matters with cottage cheese, but I just want to be careful and do my best to hopefully get something that works out of this. Before I even turn on the heat, we're going to add the milk. And hopefully it doesn't splash out. I kind of hate these cartons. The almond milk I use for my keto gravy comes in a carton like this and it splashes all over the place. I hope this pot said it was 2 quarts, so I'm hoping 1 quart isn't too much for this pot. Try not to let it splash all over. Alright, and then I'll turn the heat up. We'll start it at 3 for a couple minutes. I don't know, maybe I don't need to be so nervous about it, but I am. I want it to turn out. Okay, we're getting close. We're at 175. It's kind of cooling off now that I stirred it, and then the stir is calming down. And depending on where I'm holding the thermometer, but we're close. We want it to get to about 180. Oh, that calmed down, didn't it? And then at about 180, see there it's saying it's there. But if I stir it, it needs a little more time. But between 180 and 185, and then we'll add the vinegar and go from there. Real close. I want the whole thing 180. I think we're there, so we're going to add the vinegar. We're going to stir it gently. Alexa, set a timer for 1 minute. Okay, it's starting to separate already. So we will take it off the heat, move it over here, I think I'm gonna give it one more stir. Hopefully that wasn't a mistake. And then, Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes.
15-minute timer started.
All right, and we'll let that sit for 15 minutes, and then we'll drain it. Okay, hopefully we have some curds and whey. Let's see. Something happened. I don't know if that's cottage cheese or not. But we'll strain it and give it a try. Let's see. I might have stirred it too much once I added the vinegar. I don't know. I second guessed about the last second of my stir. Hopefully this works. I'm nervous I'm gonna dump it on the counter. Oh well. Here goes. Definitely looks like it'll be small curd. I don't know if it matters to grab that or not. Yeah, I probably could have stirred it a couple of stirs less. Alright, we'll let that sit for about 15 minutes and then we'll add the salt. Alexa, my cottage cheese curds turned out really small. Did I stir it too much?
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Overstirring is the classic mistake that breaks up those beautiful big curds into tiny pieces. When you add the acid, just give it one gentle fold, then hands off. Let the chemistry do its thing. The good news, those fine curds still taste amazing. They'll just have more of a ricotta vibe going on.
Okay, those curds have drained for about 15 minutes. Candy noticed after about 5 minutes that they were sitting in the way because my bowl was too small. So we just transferred it to another bowl so it could continue to drain. But look at all this delicious whey. You could use that in cooking or for a variety of things. But it's got a little too much carbs and not enough protein or anything that I would want to really use it for. So we're just going to use it as plant fertilizer. But it's really good. I've used whey before from other dairy making adventures, and it works really good as plant fertilizer. And so we'll set that to the side. And since my curds turned out a little small, I think we're going to try and press this into a farmer's cheese. I've got a plate here, and I've got this really cool cheese mold with a follower that I got from one of my wife, Candy's subscribers. Her name is April Smith, and she got this for me off my wish list about a little over a year ago, I think it was. And I haven't used it yet, and so I'm really excited to get to use it finally. I don't know why I haven't used it. Life just, life was lifing. But we're using it today, finally. Since we don't have a lot in there, I think I'm going to try and just keep them in the stuff, in the butter muslin or cheesecloth. And then we'll just... I'm shadowing it so much. Alright, and then we'll just kind of maybe do that. And that. And then we need a weight or something to weight it down with. I just have these 6-pound weights. AI said we need about 5 to 10 pounds. So I figure maybe that'll work. I don't know. I don't want it to roll into the sink for sure. I have a second one. I'm just not sure how that'll work without falling down. So maybe we'll go 6 pounds. It said 5 to 10, so 6 ought to work, and we'll try it out. Okay, and we'll let that set for 4 to 6 hours, maybe longer. The longer you let it set, the more dense and sliceable it's supposed to become. So we'll see. I think we'll give it 6 hours. Oh no, guys. My mind is everywhere. I forgot we gotta add salt to the curds. So it's only been a few seconds since I put the weight on. So hopefully it's not too late. And we'll mix in the salt and then press the curds for 6 hours. Okay, I have no idea how I'm gonna get these curds from this cloth into the bowl, but we're gonna figure it out. Maybe we'll just try and put the bowl over the curds. Trying to do this so you can see it too. All right, and then we'll just flip it. There we go. I think that kind of worked. Yeah, that worked. Whoa, bonked you. All right, and then we're going to add I just got salt all over the counter. We're going to add a half teaspoon of salt to this. Close enough. All right. And then we'll just, I imagine you gotta stir it in, so I'm stirring it in. Looks pretty good. It's pretty dry actually too, so if I was just doing cottage cheese, I probably wouldn't want to drain that long. But of course this is after we pressed it for probably about 1 minute, so that might have done that too. All right, that's a good, hopefully that's mixed in good. That looks pretty good. And we'll kind of gather it up, because otherwise I think it'll form kind of, I want it to form like a little wheel maybe or something. And so I think by having it like that, it won't spread out all the way. If it spread out all the way, I don't have enough. It would be very thin. You could cut you a thin wedge of farmer's cheese, I guess, but that ought to work better. And we'll put that weight back on just like we had it, and let it sit for 6 hours. Okay, I'm showing you everything today. Yeah, the weight fell off and smashed the plate it was sitting on. So we're gonna figure something else out here now. Okay, this is what I've come up with. So we got that in there, and then I switched to a plastic plate that won't break. And I cleaned up the area real good. Got all the there wasn't too many little shards, just a couple of big ones and a few little ones. And then we got the weight on that plate, and we'll let that sit for 6 hours and check it out later this evening. Okay, it's been about 6 hours, maybe 6.5, and the cheese has been pressing for that long. So let's check it out and see what it looks like. Take that out. Let's see. I'm excited, hopefully not wrongfully so. See if I can. There. Move that. Cool. I don't know. I don't know what to think. But we have this little loaf of cheese. Kind of feels like crumbly on that side. I think it didn't get pressed as good or something, just the way I had it in there. Definitely this cheese mold, I need like more cheese curds to go in there. Have to do like probably a gallon or more. But we got this cool little cheesecake here. Give it a taste test. So we'll just trim a little bit off, maybe. Let's see what it looks like. I mean, yeah. Looks pretty good. Alright, let's give this a try. I'm a little nervous. That's cheesy. It's good. I think the half teaspoon was a good amount of salt. And yeah, it's cheesy. It's a little, I don't know. It's different, but it's cheesy, it's salty. It's a nice, pretty nice snack, actually. Alright, thanks for hanging out with me today. And cottage cheese or farmer's cheese is a great way to use up milk that you're not going to otherwise drink, I think. So yeah, if you end up making this, let me know how it goes for you. Remember not to stir it too much if you're making cottage cheese. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure and give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed yet, you may want to consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.